Hi, I'm extremely tired, and today I'm going to show you how I put myself in Duck Hunt. The first thing I did was write a script, admittedly with not very many spoken lines of dialogue. In fact, I actually cut all of them in the final video. What's that you're saying? You want the script? Well, I'm putting it in the description. It's weird that you want it, though. I really don't know what you'd use it for. The next step, of course, was to get my footage. With the help of my sister, I just filmed in my basement because I was overconfident in my rotoscoping abilities. So that was a lot of work, but it turned out alright. I just got all the shots that were listed in the script, and I was pretty happy with it. It was a little hard to do because I knew I was going to be replacing all the backgrounds, and I needed to know which way to face in the final shot, but it worked. Next, I cut the video together in Premiere Pro just to see how it would kind of flow. And then with each shot, I clicked on it and I opened it up in After Effects by replacing the footage with a After Effects composition so I could more easily remove the background and have everything sync up. This ended up not being super helpful, so I wouldn't do it again, probably. I built a duck hunt environment, and After Effects is 2.5D. It's not really 3D. They do have 3D, but my computer can't run it. But the idea is you just build stuff out of flat pieces, but you can align them in 3D space. And then I went ahead and tracked my footage, which allowed me to make a camera that matched the footage's camera and stick that in my 3D scene. That ended up giving me like a nice parallax when the camera was moving past things that were not real, but it also allowed me to keep everything flat, just like Duck Hunt is in real life. If you want to see how the shots kind of play out, actually, here, let me just show you. The idea is that we take our me layer. First off, this is it right here. I can solo it, and that was rotoed out, and that took a long time. So I didn't green screen, so that's just the background, and then roto. So we have nothing, and then I did like a ton of noise and then some sharpen to bring it up a little bit, and then because I wanted it to look a little bit like it was from the 80s or 90s, I made it look interlaced by duplicating the layer and then adding Venetian blinds, which you can see if I punch it up to full quality right there. So on all the motion we've got these nice big ugly lines, and that also helped fix my fairly lazy rotoscoping. The absolute most annoying part was animating the duck texture to go back and forth from wings up and wings down, and then bringing that all in and creating it into a 3D layer, and trying to animate all that, and it was just really annoying to do that, but I think that part turned out pretty neat, so it was probably worth all the work. My favorite little detail that's in there is that every time I pull the trigger of the Nintendo light gun, it actually flashes the screen black and then puts a white box around the ducks, which is how the real game works, and that just happens for one frame. So when I pull the trigger of this gun, it makes the screen flash black with a white box around the duck, and there's just a light sensor in the end of this. And what that does is if this gun sees that there's a light in front of it, which it only will if you're pointing at the duck, then it'll register that as a hit and then send that back through the cable to the NES. Anyway, I just thought that was really neat, and it added a little bit of authenticity to the shot. One thing I do wish I'd done a little bit better is cranked up the effect of the hands in this one shot. I'll put it up on the screen. When I'm getting transported into the Duck Hunt game, I made the interlacing like fade in, and it does not show up when you watch it on a phone. Like, barely shows up. And the whole video is 4K, but I think only YouTube Premium people get to see 4K. I'm not 100% sure on that. But most people are going to be watching it at like 720 or lower. So you really can't see that the hands become a lower quality than the rest of the footage. So that's one thing I would change if I were to do it over again. I found all the sounds and assets online, and surprisingly have not gotten copyright claimed on it. So that was pretty cool. Well, I think that about does it for the process of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this overview that I've been improvising on the spot for the last few minutes, and I hope to see you back on this channel again. I make filmmaking projects, I teach you how to do filmmaking, and I make fun little weird videos like this, so if you enjoy that kind of thing, definitely stick around, hit subscribe, helps out a ton. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year, so we're almost halfway there. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.